Hello and welcome to The Edge here in Calgary, Alberta. Joshua Adam William Arbuthnot alongside the one and only Jason Tom.
Thanks for coming back and joining us for the last two games. Josh got LBA taking on Northstar Prep here. Northstar looking to get their first win of the session, while London the only team playing 5 games over these 4 days, and they're sitting at 3-1 in this session. But having said that, still a team trying to find themselves and find their identity and come together as a team, I feel. And yesterday, one of their top players, Okai Jamgoose, and Michael Mattis, number 7 out there, actually sat out for the majority of the game due to disciplinary reasons, while Denzel Cummins started the game, ended up getting benched for the second half, just not playing the way that their head coach wanted him to go. So it'll be interesting to see how they respond here in their final game of the session.
Absolutely will be. And Northstar Prep, we've seen them in a few games now, and a very young team, new to the league at the very least, trying to find their way. Been in a few close games, and last night, a really tough one for them against CTA.
It's always tough for anybody against CTA. Yeah, Northstar only with 8 healthy bodies in here.
Shot there, it's missed by McCollum. And taking the other side there.
Okai Jamgoose still trying to find his rhythm in this session.
Stalemate here early on in the first minute. And here is Denzel Cummins bringing the rock up right now for LBA.
Jamgoose down low to Mattis. I mentioned Mattis did not play the first half yesterday, still finished with 18 points and 12 rebounds in just 2 quarters of play.
I've been impressed from what he can do inside that painted area from the time that I've gotten to see him. It's a big part of what you can see that this, but a player to this LBA team.
Mattis, a guy who's getting a little bit of interest from the NCAA.
You can see why with his strong play, and right there, Kruger takes the nice take in to get us on the board early on here. Alexander right now in a battle against Athman. Steal there from Cummins, but recovered by Northstar Prep. Dish off there, but not able to be rallied in.
Yeah, we saw that turnover from Ugba, number 7 there in the middle of your screen, and a player that we'd like to see a little bit more from in this session, but still so young. Still got 2 years left after this one, and his body continues to change. I think he could be a huge piece to this program going forward.
I've really been impressed with the defensive side from Ugba. I think that's the one part of this session that he's really shined on. He's had multiple huge stuffs as we get the big tray there from Jamgoose as he knocks down that Okai Jamgoose guy to watch out for.
Yeah, Okai has some offers on the table. Be interesting to see.
Alexander gets trapped, fight for the ball. Able to get it back. And here's Cummins. Has it off, nice take to the hole, and great finish there from Mattis.
Yeah, he can get up and down the floor in a hurry, and he's gotten much better at finishing at the rim. Not always, it's one thing to be able to dunk everything, but you can't always dunk everything, and you need to be able to finish with a little bit of flair at the rim and a soft touch, and the big man has just that, and that's Big Sheg getting to work now in the post.
Dish off, Ugba, no good on the 3 there, and Jamgoose able to get the rebound, and I'll bring it up now. He's a guy that can do so much on the court from the time I've got to see him play in this session this week.
Pure shooter, expanding the other parts of his game as well.
Nice rebound there from Isaac Kruger as they'll reset it. Cummins wants to reset. They got 10 left on the shot clock. Try to get it down low. Dished off, no good on that. Shot clock reset to 14. Here's Jamgoose, fake to the side, and the finish. Great job there by Okai Jamgoose.
I was guessing coming into this game that we were going to see a big game from Okai, and we're seeing it so far. Little frustrating session for him, and I think now he wants to be able to kind of respond, has the opportunity to get on the floor in the starting 5 once again, and wants to make his impact.
Ball was stolen away there, and jumping all over the place. Northstar Prep, Alexander's able to get it. Missing that jumper. We've seen him up and down with the jumper this week. Talking to Elias yesterday, talking about him being a little bit better of cutting in and finishing that way. As great take there from Mattis, and it's a timeout as it's a big up for LBA as they lead 11-0.
Basketball gyms in Canada are packed with talent, and that includes every age group on the girls' side as well. This summer, North Pole Hoops held its first ever Ontario Girls Showcase, where 70 players were there to learn new skills and showcase their own talent.
I'm seeing girls that are giving up their all, energy level high, enthusiasm high, work ethic is high. Like, these girls want it bad. We have men's showcases left, right, and center. Every organization has a male showcase, but where's the quality on the women's side? This should have happened when I was in high school. 10 years ago, we needed something like this. It would have helped with exposure.
Who wants to play the next level? Hands up. Okay, that's great. So that means ultimately that means the WNBA, that means NCAA, that means national team, that means Canadian University and Canadian College. So our job is to make sure we provide you guys with the tools and the blueprint of how you guys are going to get to the next level.
The North Pole Hoops is recognizing that putting women on the map and putting girls on the map is needed. It was needed a few years ago, and we're getting into.
So we're back. 6:16 left here in the first. 11-0 for LBA, Jason.
Yeah, I mean, I think we see it on both sides. Northstar coming off that big loss yesterday and a little disheartened, I believe, and then LBA trying to get it together. And they've come out at this, in this game, firing on all cylinders, but still lots of time to play here.
Northstar Prep just has to get something going, but right now, great lockdown D as we're under 10 of the shot clock. Ogba passed it out. Lawn 3, no good. Rebound by the big man, gets it back out to Alexander. Good awareness to get behind the line, but Alexander not able to knock down the 3, and we have a foul.
Ogba with that offensive rebound. What a huge screen set by Big Sheg. Saw Denzel just bounce off that big frame.
He's a big body that you don't want to get near. He'll bull you over. And they'll reset the offense. Dish in the corner. Alexander not liking what he sees, passes it out. And once again, they hit 10 seconds in the shot clock, and they give the ball back to LBA. Just not able to get by this tough LBA defense right now.
Yeah. LBA should be a high-scoring club, haven't really been in this NPA season, so they've had to really get after it on the defensive end. If you're not going to be able to score more than 75, 80 points in a game, you really have to lock down defensively. And good start for Okai Jamgoose in this one.
He's on a roll early on, scoring about half their points so far. And Northstar Prep, as we hit the halfway mark, has not had an answer for anything that LBA brings, especially down low in the paint. Tried to get it in there, but Aaron pass throwing, and now they're down to 5 on the shot clock. It's McCullum trapped up. He's going to have to throw up a jumper. Hits nothing, and Jamgoose leads the break now. Jumper just falls out. Fight for it underneath the board. Passed out, they reset. Cummins dishes it in the corner. Lawn 2, and a lawn 2 knocked down by Kruger.
This could be a feel-good session for LBA by the time it's all said and done. They still have a couple more games divisionally back in Ontario before Nationals. They can put themselves in some decent positioning.
And it's nothing but good vibes right now for them. It's 15-0. We talked about Northstar Prep having a tough game yesterday, and losses like that do wear on you. Long week driving out here, go back home tonight. But the one thing I've been really proud of seeing from this Northstar Prep team against CTA too, a really quality team, the defending champs, like you were saying, is they had heart in that game. And so far, a lot of looking around and asking who's doing what so far, as Mattis will go to the free throw line.
Northstar with a second-year program, first in the NPA, and there's going to be growing pains, and you just want to see positive signs in every game, and obviously a fairly young squad, so you want to find out who your building blocks are and what you need to make them better. And I know Darren Leonard is going to have a great opportunity in order to recruit to this program, because a lot of times they need to see it before they come. And if they see a record with only one win, they see an opportunity. right? And they see what the MPA can bring, and they see, I want to be a part of it, Malachi Alexander with the jumper, and I think that's going to be the selling point for this squad is you have an opportunity to play some of the best teams in Canada and see how you measure up. And if you don't measure up, then at least you find out what you got to work on to get better.
And I got a chance to talk to Coach Leonard the last few days, and just a really good basketball mind. You know, he's really cares about these guys, obviously, and I think he's going to build a really good program here. Just getting to talk basketball with him, it was an absolute privilege to talk about the game with him, and I expect big things in the future from Northstar Prep with him at the helm.
We've had many teams first year take their lumps and build for the future, and you know, Ross St. Netherwood School out of the East Coast is a perfect example. Winless in their first NPA season, did not qualify for nationals, and they ended up now sitting at 7-3 on the season with an opportunity to be a top 6 team in this league heading into nationals. And that's a team I'd be very scared of playing in a one-and-done situation like we have at Nationals March 20th to 23rd in Brampton, Ontario.
It's going to be a very exciting event for that. And sometimes you got to take your lumps in this league, and right now Northstar may be among that. One guy that, Alexander had a great take there, just not enough to finish it up, is Jam Goose coast to coast. Beautiful finish to Jam Goose.
Got the roll. He's done it inside and out so far today. This is the Okai Jam Goose that we've expected to see in the past.
So 20-2 right now.
20, both sides, 20.
And we have subs coming in on both sides of the ball right now. One guy checking in for Northstar, for LBA, mind you, that I really liked is Xavier Furion. I've really been impressed by his play, especially on the defensive end of the ball, and able to create turnovers, 2 points.
He's been one of the best players on the floor for LBA in this session. Can score the ball, has been able to distribute as well. There you go.
Nice dunk there by Agba. Maybe that'll get some energy off the bench for Northstar Prep. It's 20-4 now. Shot in there, Atiki misses that, and then a follow-up is really LBA doing whatever they want. And sorry, it is 22-5 after the calculations from the scoreboard. Capuno. Loses that ball inside, give a foul.
Capuno, another one of those players that don't know much about and obviously undersized, but you know, has not been completely out of place at this session.
I'm looking forward to that matchup down low, the two big bulls, and see how that gets affected. Cummins getting in there with the steal. 14 in the shot clock, 1:45 left here in the first.
Turnover.
Jam Goose, no good on that shot. And here comes Northstar Prep back in the attack. Cochran, nice take by Cochran, and Northstar Prep starting to find a little bit of a vibe going now.
Yeah, transition game will do that for you, and LBA will allow you back into the game, that's for sure. Another thing to mention here, assistant coach on LBA side, actually the brother of head coach Darren Leonard on the Winnipeg side. So Darren Leonard, a London native, and his little bro helping out on the bench of LBA.
A little fun sibling rivalry going on here.
Absolutely.
Agba, strong take. He's denied at the rim by Michael Mattis. 25-7 now. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Under a minute to play here in the first. Cochran loses it, gets it back. He's getting double teamed. And like I talked about with Fearon, his defensive prowess that time forcing Cochran out of bounds and getting the ball back for LBA. 47 seconds now. Here's Cummins. Jam Goose pump fake. Doesn't like what he has there. Gets it down low. And another down low basket from Michael Mattis. They've really hit it down hard in the painted area early on here in the first quarter. Capuno gets locked up. Cochran gets it back to Capuno. Look at this great defensive prowess by London. Cummins got a little too aggressive for the referees like, and it'll go back to Northstar Prep. Shot clock is dead. 8.1 left here in the first. LBA up big, leading by 20, 27-7. Clock winding down. Capuno. Look at that take right there by Edge Capuno to finish off the first quarter of play. They trail LBA 27-9.
This camp is just the beginning for these girls, who will now be tracked throughout their high school years and given valuable information they need to make informed decisions about their future.
You get athletes to be able to recognize and see the programs that are available, and you get these programs to see the raw talent. Being able to track someone's progress as young as grade 9, you see potential. So you want to track her progress. You want to see how is she improving, how is she getting better. We're giving that exposure as young as grade 7. And now, you track how they are at the second showcase. It just increasingly had exponential development. And now we're showcasing their talent to a list of schools. And now they see what we have and who is in our database and who is available. And that's invaluable to show these girls that we are here for them and we want to showcase and help them play at the next level.
This game.
Is it something that I've done again? Say what?
Here's Campbell, look out, one hand down.
Seeing is believing. Create your very own mixtape that showcases your top highlights and skills. And strengthen your recruiting status with a direct video for coaches and scouts. Available at all NPH covered and hosted events nationwide. Email mdotto@northpolehoops.com for any inquiries and special filming requests. Exposure starts here.
Tell me, is it something that I've done again? Say what?
Welcome back. Jason Tom, Joshua, Adam, William Arbuthnot as we get set for second quarter of play here. It was a tough first half to that quarter for Northstar Prep, but started to figure things going a little bit at the end there, and we'll see if they can kind of bring some of that first quarter momentum here. A little bit of delay in getting started, and now we're off. And this guy right here, Edge Capuno, with a tremendous take to give a little bit of something to Northstar Prep. He dishes it off. Cochran didn't like what he had, so he goes strong take, can't finish it. And a rebound by Mattis, and he leads the break. Here's Cummins to Jam Goose for 3. Yes, sir, Jam Goose from downtown. 30-9 now for LBA. Trying to get it down to Agba. Jackson McKay, no good, frontside iron. And last touched by LBA. 14 on the shot clock. 30-9, 9:14 left here in the first half. They reset. Here's Edge Capuno. Nice bounce pass to McKay. And then McKay gets trapped. He passes it out. Here's Cochran. Knocks it down for the lawn 2. So now Cummins will bring it up. Michael Mattis gets it down low. And a great finish there by Ali Atiki. I think that guy's got a lot of raw and good talent, Ali Atiki.
2021 out of Tanzania. The pipeline from Africa continues to strengthen here to Canada.
When you get to the draft, you always hear Jay Billis talk about wingspan, and look at the wingspan that he has.
Yeah, it has a good upper body going on as well. I know LBA does a good job getting their boys in the weight room. That's Jam Goose from downtown. One of the best stories ever in the NPA is Kurjo Kuch kid who hadn't even played basketball until about the age of 15, 16. He was found by LBA, who spent
He's got hops too.
about 8 months getting him ready physically before unleashing him on the league. He went from 8th man to being a starter on a team, and by the time they hit nationals, and then he ended up with a full scholarship to Northern Colorado University. Just an absolute success story and exactly the type of thing we want to see out of the National Preparatory Association.
We see a lot of those from here and hope to see a lot more. Firion, once again, I love the defensive prowess that he has in the attack, and a great pass there, denied from behind. But Firion, I just love watching this guy play defense. You know, it's one of those players that, and he also can do it on both sides, but just how down he gets, you never know when he's ready to just take a steal and just go. And he has this burst too when he gets a steal.
Yeah, we talk about feel for the game fairly often, and I think that really describes Xavier Firion. He has a great feel for the game. Throws some passes that are just, you don't think that they're there, but he sees them. And like you said, defensively, I mean, with the wingspan that he has, positioning that he has been probably the most surprising player for me at LBA. I know Elias had seen him a bit more and knows more about him, but I'm very impressed with Xavier Firion, and he's got a couple of years left in this league as well.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, class 2021.
And he's the guy to definitely, like you said, to keep an eye out for. Northstar Prep, after gaining a little bit of momentum, now it's starting to dwindle down as Cummins, strong take to the hole, hoop in the arm, and he'll go shoot one. And 41-11 now for LBA, sending a mission statement on their way out of Calgary.
It's the type of offense that you'd expect to see from this squad. Hadn't seen it yet this season. Seem to be getting their groove, that's for sure.
You can see so many quality pieces together on this team. That shot is off. Get the ball back. Down low to a Tiki. He loses it. Alexander loses it, and that's why that wasn't a backcourt. Gets it down to Firion. And a great take again by Xavier Firion.
Great body control.
Very good control there. 43-11 now. Ogbah against Alexander, and the pressure up top LBA's having. Sometimes Prep has been lucky to get a shot there, but Capuno able to get it down for his second basket of the afternoon. So here's Cummins. Atiki tries to set a screen there. Gets it back, shot clock under 10. Nice fake there by Cummins. Dishes it off. And 3 in the key called there. So ball will go back to Northstar Prep. Here's Cochran. Ogbah cutting, slashing, not able to finish. Atiki grabs the rebound. Here's Firion. Handoff to Jamgoose. No good, hit backside iron.
You can see why the D1 coaches are excited about the possibility of an Okai Jamgoose, the release that he has, the shooting stroke. Very impressive. Needs to clean up some other things still.
I like his confidence too with the shooter. You see a lot of, especially young players, they shoot it, they're not sure. As soon as he lines up for a shot, he feels like every time it's going down. He gets the ball back, one-on-one with Alexander, and pass it off now. We're under 10 seconds on the clock. Firion fake, dish off to Elliot Tiki. And another 3 in the key call for LBA. That might
Tiki, he's just learning the game.
Yeah, that's what I say. It's just a young player learning the game that you can't be there for more than 3 seconds. And Izzy Jamgoose, love the leadership there, getting to talk to him, explaining what you're doing wrong, and improving on it. So 5:25 now left here in the second, 43-15. McKay for 3, no good. Alexander able to rally in the rebound after a tip from Edge Capuno. Cochran from downtown, no good on that shot. We have a foul on Firion. 5:08 left here in the second, 43-15.
Tevin McCallum checking in.
Edmonton native.
We definitely have talent from across Canada in this league.
McCollum not able to knock that one down, and Fearon now, after that foul, leads the break. Nice bounce pass, but intercepted by H. Capuno. Pass ahead to Alexander, chased down with him and Fearon. And that kind of just shows you what Fearon brings, is maybe Alexander rushing it just a little bit on that take. Charge down low.
I think Northstar is really at the point, they're just taking a possession, but they're just looking for positives on both ends of the floor on each possession. I mean,
that's really all you can do, right?
They're going to end this season likely with just one win. Need to find the small things, the things that you can build off of. And again, at Nationals, it's NCAA March Madness style. It's win and you're in, lose and you're going home. So anything can happen in one
to play
game.
Cinderella, I'm sure.
Maybe a couple of teams. I mean, that first day is always fun. Looks like we're going to have the first round buys for a couple teams, but that opening round day on the Wednesday is going to be exciting to see if some of those, because you know, in this league we have a top four. After that, a lot of our other teams kind of fall into, you know, a larger pool, and it's just a matter of who's going to be peaking at the right time come Nationals.
Absolutely. LBA looking like they're peaking at the right time right now, the way they're playing.
This is kind of their MO. They're a team that gets it going late in the season.
Alexander missing that. Jackson McKay missing that shot, and McKay yesterday was really good as getting down the threes. Today having a little bit of a tough go today.
I know Zachary Meyer was another guy that you're talking about. McKay as a sharpshooter. Meyer is a kid who I, again, didn't know an awful lot until this session. He dropped 20 yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, hit his first 4 3-ball attempts.
Well, getting to watch him in the game that we had, you could definitely tell that the kid could knock down from anywhere. Fearon once again. Almost had the perfect awareness, a tippy toe there, but hitting the chairs. And it'll stay with Northstar. 15 on the shot clock. He's a bulldog, though, on that defensive side. He will fight for every single loose ball that he can get. Strong take to the hole there. Missed by McCullum. Atiki falls down. Loses it. Looks like it's going to go back to Northstar Prep.
Atiki learning the game and still, you know, growing into that body, obviously. We see it a couple of different times, right? Just doesn't have his feet underneath him. You see it a lot from guys in that size.
Alexander will reset it up now, and Cummins trying to come in there for the steal. Edge Capuno dishes it off to Cochran. No good on the three-point attempt there. Jackson McKay gets the rebound. And fight for the ball ends up back with LBA. Marcus Stewart with the inbound now. 3:31 here left in the second, 43-15.
Fearon calls it out.
And a little bit of a big scoring run, and then a little bit of a slowdown now from LBA. Passed around, Fearon for the three. He comes up short.
Yeah, I was thinking when he pulled that, it's a little bit out of his range. He does have, obviously, the three-point threat, but when you're a foot or two behind the line, not everybody has that range.
You see it at a young age, too. Everyone wants to be Steph Curry. Everyone wants to try to knock down those threes. Once you start refining your game. Good cut there to the hole, and better finish by Jackson McKay. 43-17. It's Cummins will bring it up now. Dishes it. Three-pointer. No good on that attempt. Cochran double teamed. Getting through. Beautiful finish and take by Cochran.
That was a nice little dribble in the open court there to get around Cummins. Nice touch.
Cochran has impressed me in spurts in this session. And we know he can shoot, and great take there.
Yeah, that's a problem with the Northstar squad too. You know, really none of them have been consistent. It's been flashes here or there on one end, maybe not on the other. You know, you had talked about Ugba on the defensive end has been very special. On the offensive end, really not been able to provide an awful lot.
So they need to find a go-to to go to, and Alexander has been that guy at times. He's been a little bit off the last few games.
Yeah, seemed a little checked out.
Yeah. At the very least, 43-19 now. They're digging back into this game. It was starting to look like it was running away from them and getting a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a run. Jam Goose coming back in. We'll see what that does. Shot is off there, and there is Jam Goose getting the rebound. And see what this young man can bring in this possession. Trying to get it down low to Mattis. Nice fake off. Shot clock winding down. Smooth touch, not able to finish that one. Puno dishes it to McKay. He's going to spot up for the three. Look lined up, but hits front side iron. Nice pass by Jam Goose. Can't be converted, though.
Came off the bench, shooting.
Column shot is thwarted away. Here comes Jam Goose. Easy take for Okai Jam Goose.
Yeah, not a lot of resistance right there.
45-19. 1 minute left here in the second. Here's Capuno. Slashing. Try to get the pass there. Can't get it connected. Strong take, no finish. Here comes Cochran. Pass ahead to Alexander. Alexander, dish goes nowhere.
Yeah, just not on the same page.
And so we have a shooter right now. Jackson McKay will be shooting. 45-19, 38.9 left here in the second. And timeout by Northstar Prep. So they trail LBA 45-20 with 38 seconds here in the second.
Rep by rep. You push yourself. Effort is only half the battle. Doubt sets in. Why do you do it? Is it worth it? The lights turn on. All your questions are answered. Rep by rep. You push yourself. Effort is only half the battle.
We're back now after a flopping call. Led to converted free throw.
It's been it's been a learning experience for our teams, our coaches, ourselves, just getting used to the different officiating, and I think it's worked itself out in the end. But yeah, a lot of, we went a while without a traveling call, and then I've seen a ton of flopping calls, and it's just been interesting to see it. But I think the refs have been very receptive to everybody's feedback, and that's all we can ask for, right? Everyone just needs to get better every day and get better every year. And next time we come out to Calgary, everyone will know what to expect, both on the official side and from the coaches and players.
And I'm very happy. I'm sure the refs too have called this event, and they have ACAC championships coming up in the next 2 weeks here as well.
Good warm-up for them.
Absolutely. Those will be taking place in between borders at Lakeland for the men. So Be good to see those. And right now, LBA, and we had one of those coaches yesterday, Coach Marty Berkey from State, was in the house during that big Edge and CTA game. A lot of coaches have been here, checking out all the great young talent here.
And Dinos were in this morning. And, excited to see them, the season that they've gone. They have an NPA alumni on their squad, and Andrew Milner, who played at RNS in year number 1.
Oh, that's absolutely awesome. Shot clock, game clock, winding down. Buzzer, no good. At the end of the second, LBA leads 45-21.
And this will be the final game for Northstar Prep before Nationals. And at Nationals, you're going to see all of our head coaches debut in their made-to-measure suits, where we will also be handing out our end-of-season awards, and all of our award winners will also be getting that custom-made suit experience brought to you by Indochino, the official outfitter and suit maker of the National Preparatory Association.
Indochino to me is a million guys getting a million suits, and each one is different. I think the value is the quality is undeniable in terms of the suit that you'll get, and the fabric and style selection is second to none.
I think when someone puts on a suit, they take on almost a different personality, and they feel comfortable in their skin and who they are, and they feel good. Doesn't matter where you're going, what event you're going to, but everyone feels good in a suit.
I think a lot of what we do is kind of going against the grain, so to speak. Bespoke, made to measure, custom was traditionally only in store. We were the first to bring it online, and as we went through that journey, we really felt that in order to connect with the consumer, we needed to give them true options, really provide a service and an engaging experience that customers would enjoy and remember.
Indochino is a custom-made experience, but with off-the-rack prices. You are in control. So you come on in, you choose what sort of material you're pursuing, choose what sort of print or patterns you really want to try out overall. From there, you pick out what kind of customizations you want to bestow upon these lovely garments, measure you up, and you get to express what you want, tighter, looser, longer, shorter, so everything sits on you as you want. We do everything all in one for you.
We give a 100% made-to-measure product. So it's very sort of individual and very personalized. It's for them. It's their suit.
Seeing them in their final suit just kind of makes it worth it at the end of it, because you spent time with them, and whether they wear suits every day or this is their first suit, it's exciting. Like, you help them build that and it's theirs.
It's really that ability to create a one-of-a-kind garment that allows us to be in front of many different demographics. I think one of the most interesting things that's happened these past few years is how many customers that are having that truly special event of getting married are choosing Indochino to not only suit up themselves, but suit up their groom's party.
We continually improve not only the profile for the guy, but we improve the quality of our next suit and the suits after with the data that we capture. Indochino sets itself apart, especially against ready-to-wear, because we can deliver you a custom-made suit within 3 weeks. We, on average, take 3.5 meters to make a suit, and we lay that out and we laser cut it with a vacuum. It's amazing to see, over 200 pieces come together to make a custom-made suit. Whether it be hundreds of linings, thousands of customizations, it's like personalizing a car. And I think we've opened a lot of guys' eyes to that experience, and that is why we have a lot of repeat customers.
The future of retail is really exciting. We're showrooming and building a retail market that's totally cohesive with our online presence and our online e-commerce business. We're making it really easy for customers to shop wherever and whenever they want, whether they're in one of the retail showrooms, being able to look, see, and touch the fabric, or shop online from the comfort of their couch on their tablet or their phone. It's completely up to them where they can experience Indochino.
We truly are inspiring a generation of men to dress differently. We're truly creating a one-of-a-kind garment that is yours, and it really landmarks who you are as a person and what your personal style is.
Indochino to me is a million guys getting a million suits.
The North Pole Hoops Blueprint is a multi-layered system designed for Canadian basketball talent to maximize their potential from grade 5 all the way to the NBA. The NPH Showcase Circuit is your opportunity to learn the blueprint while joining the NPH family. Our pathway begins with 17 exposure camps across Canada for boys and girls ages 10 to 18. Starting with our foundation that is the Junior NPH Showcase Circuit. This level caters to elementary student athletes in graduation to the high school tier. As a camper, you will have the opportunity to enter the NPH National Rankings, where player profiles are created, acting as online resumes. This database is directly connected to a network of over 150 prep and post-secondary programs. By attending our camps, you will maximize on scholarship opportunities, perform in front of national scouts, and get a chance to learn from elite NBA skills trainer David Tyndale. Entering the showcase environment provides every camper an opportunity to measure their talent against elite-level prospects within their region. Top performers raise their stock and begin their recruitment process with exposure opportunities through national rankings, player mixtapes, and connecting families directly to colleges and university coaches. Regardless of age, gender, or talent level, developing professionalism and positive habits are vital for the success of all campers in life and basketball. The blueprint tackles academic eligibility, self-reflection, assessment, goal setting, and brand management, all aspects necessary to become a professional on and off the court. The NPH Showcase Circuit takes place between April to December in a player-focused environment, while the Canadian National Invitational Tournament in July brings a team-focused evaluation platform. The CNIT brings 100+ top-tier club programs from around the world to compete for the national crown. Student athletes continue their journey to the next level as North Pole Hoops invites the network of prep and post-secondary programs to evaluate talent live and direct. As the summer comes to a close, high school season remains a lasting component to a student athlete's pathway. Players who thrive in high school are recruited by prep programs to continue pursuing the next level in a competitive environment. At this stage, North Pole Hoops has identified Canada's top basketball prospects from coast to coast, placing them at programs within the National Preparatory Association. Founded in 2016, this league is quickly emerging as a global destination for the world's elite basketball prospects. Utilizing the exposure arm of North Pole Hoops, comprised of digital marketing, live broadcasting, and scouting, NPH acts as a media and marketing partner for the NPA to maximize exposure for our student athletes, helping gain scholarship opportunities. Our ultimate measure of success. Climb the ladder to the next level by joining the North Pole Hoops family and enter the blueprint. The North Pole Hoops Blueprint is a multi-layered system designed for Canadian basketball.
One of the most dominant NPH Showcase performances has got to be Kobe McEwen. From start to finish, he knew what he came in to do. He came in with a mission, and it was to absolutely dominate his opponents and not slack off in any drills. He didn't think that he was too big to be there. He already held multiple offers, but he came in there and he took care of business. Kobe McEwen is definitely one of the most dominant players that has ever come on the showcase circuit. AJ Lawson is a player that's kind of close to the heart. He's been through the entire process from grade 9 when we first identified him. Came into the showcase circuit, had so many moments where he's hit buzzer beaters, moments where he's carried his team on his shoulder. He's been a scoring machine. I think his potential is through the roof. He's having a great career so far at South Carolina, and I think that he's one of the players from the circuit and from the system that's going to eventually make it to the NBA.
Jalen Llewellyn, when he came to the showcase like he was formerly a Father Gates player, which is my alma mater where I went to school, and I remember watching him actually as a 9th grader at Gates, and I was like, that's the best player at Gates, period. And then when I got to see him at the showcase and how he'd evolved from when I'd prior seen him, it was like, wow, night and day. Like he was just becoming so much better, and his performance was just like, it was perfect pretty much. Like, I mean, he really couldn't have gone wrong. And to see what he's doing now as he's becoming a man off the court, on the court. Over at Princeton, it's really good to see that he's pretty much a perfect example of what the showcases can do and how they can lead you to success. Favorite moment at the NPH showcases, I mean, there's a ton that I could say stand out, but for sure for me, watching Nikhil Alexander shoot the ball left-handed for the first 2 days of camp, the Friday, the Saturday.
I like to go left. I swear to God, on everything, I only go left. I'm only going to go
Shoot
left.
it! Shoot it! What are you shooting?
If I can't shoot my right now.
Oh my God!
And then in the All-Star game, make a fadeaway 3 on the corner with his right hand to actually tie the game, I believe it was. I was completely in awe, you know, to see that a player was that talented and that ambidextrous and had everyone fooled pretty much because of an injury. To me, that was definitely a moment where I was like, wow, there is some serious players coming through here. So shout out to him for sure.
One of the most dominant NPH goal for the showcase circuit is to turn every stone. If you're a prospect and you deserve the recognition, we're gonna make sure you get it. As soon as you arrive at an NPH showcase, you're gonna feel the energy from the coaching staff. Right after introductions, we're jumping right into it. There's gonna be some elite level competition that's gonna help us filter through the talent. And then there's gonna be skill acquisition, which in itself is a process. Identify talent, as well as capture footage on all the top prospects. Over the course of 2 days, prospects are evaluated. We come to a consensus based off of everyone's feedback from the coaching staff, and then we select the top prospects in the camp to compete in what's called NPH Showcase Top Prospect Game. Game speaks.
On court, we do skill set evaluations, so we evaluate where you're at by position, and then we place you in groups with other players of the similar level where you guys can play and compete in more game-like situations and game-like drills. There's lots of games, a lot of feedback, a lot of...
William Arbuthnot with Jason Tom as we get excited to watch the conclusion of LBA and Northstar Prep. Pump fake there. Passed around. Three-pointer. Bucket knocked down by Ahmad Athman.
Nice look from Okai Jamgoose, kicking it back out to the top for the open 3.
So a steal there by Cummins. Cummins breakaway, and the nice little finish there from Cummins.
He wasn't going to try to dunk that one after a bit of a slip-up yesterday that ended up seeing him spend the second half on the bench.
You know that he wanted to come off hungry in this one. Looking to get more opportunity. Ugba can't get it to finish. Fight for it. Here comes Jamgoose. Stop, pop. Can't finish that one. Fight underneath. Matashot doesn't get finished, and Jackson McKay but a rallied in. They trail right now by 29, 50-21. Trying to get down to the big man. Alexander jump shot, way off. Man, right in his face at Athman, but they come back, rally, and get themselves to the line.
So saying just got to take the small positives and get Emmanuel Ugba to impose his will a little bit. Still a young kid, still needs to put on some strength in that lower body, but I think his head coach likes seeing the glimpses that have shown itself in this West session.
So small victories right there as they get the three-point opportunity. 50-24.
Saskatoon Basketball Academy in attendance watching this one. They'll be taking on the defending back-to-back NPA champion Canada Top Flight Academy.
Jamgoose is just so smooth right there. Beautiful take by him. Hit on the arm there was Cochran, and he'll go to line and get 2 after the foul from Denzel Cummins. You talk about Sask up next. They got a great player on their team in Newkirk. I've been really impressed with what I've been able to see from that young man.
Yeah, he can impose his will fairly well around the basket. I know sometimes, like, he obviously has that range when he steps out. Sometimes I think he settles for it a little too early in the shot clock. But that's the problem when you have that range and you can hit that. You want that confidence, but when you have that type of size as well, it's a fine line to be able to work it inside and out.
Denzel Cummins brings the rock up right now, down low to Kruger. And just been told Denzel Cummins has 4 fouls, so they keep an eye on him, but has a nice dime there, and then the big man getting the foul. So at the line right now, shooting a pair is Michael Mattis. 25-52, Northstar Prep trails. Free throw attempt there missed. See if he can split the free throws. And able to knock down that one. So here's Agba.
Alexander just drops. Okay, Jamgu's in transition.
Oh, in and out right there on the dunk for Jamgu. On Agba. Absolutely destroys him on the comeback block. Wow.
That's the defensive glimpses we've seen from Agba. Still 2 years left.
What he has done on the defensive side has beyond impressed me. Just highlight block after highlight block from him in this session. And at the line right now, shooting a pair is Isaac Kruger. Makes his first attempt. And able to knock down that one. So 55-25 right now. 7:15 left here in the third. Ball down low. Puno pass it to Alexander. Shot clock winding down on them. Spin off. Goes up strong. And nice roll in there for Cochran.
He definitely has the touch of the English off glass. We've seen a couple of impressive finishes from Quinton.
He's another young player on this team that I've liked seeing grow. I like the development. Trying to get it down, and they do to Mattis. Mattis, soft touch, can't finish, front side iron.
Missed the backdoor cut, Denzel Cummins.
Cross court to McKay. No. Ball bounced around. Jamguz ultimately comes up with it, and maybe should have left it alone as it goes out of bounds.
That's what you battle when you're up big. I think as a coach, you battle your guys kind of losing mental focus. We've seen that from Okai, missing that dunk and out of bounds right there, but they get it right back.
It's a great point there, Jason. Mattis on the other end able to knock it down.
Mattis has been impressive this season. Again, a double-double of 18 and 12 yesterday despite playing just 2 quarters of basketball.
They have such a good combination as Capuno goes there. Of those bigs with Kruger and Isaac, and then you bring Atiki in. It's devastating down low that when you get to March, that's a combination you're going to have to fear with them, not to mention what Fearon and Jamgoose can bring at the guards positions.
Yeah, and Denzel Cummins starting to find his groove again. This is the Denzel Cummins we know, a guy that can thread the needle, dropping dimes, and also can score when he sees his spot. So it's nice to see Denzel Cummins kind of come around a little bit. Still battling a little bit of the mental game, I think.
Absolutely. He will stay on the floor with those 4 fouls, too. And Edge Capuno will bring the ball up for Northstar Prep. Cochran shot is denied by Atiki. Try to get that ball up. And then Atiki with the errant pass to Jamgoose. But I love what Jamgoose, the communication he has with Atiki, a young, growing player. That's something you're going to be looking for if you're a scout, is giving the advice on the court to other players like Atiki that's still learning and growing in this game.
Yeah, you got to make sure that you don't discourage them. That's for sure. It's a little easier when you're up 33 to keep your emotions in check. So it's good to see Okai do that.
Absolutely. Gets it down to the big man. Shot is off, and Atiki's able to come up with the rebound. Cummins dishes it off. 3-ball. No good on the 3-ball attempt there by Athman. And Northstar back on the attack again. Capuno gets it down low to McCullum. He's bumped, and he gets the hoop. Will he get the harm at the line?
Pretty impressive, these guys. They're getting bounced off the ball a little bit, but they're able to finish through that contact off of glass.
Northstar Prep, I like the energy that they've came with here in this half.
I think they're buying into what Darren Leonard's been trying to tell them, is at this point, guys, you got to take it by possession.
And definitely doing that so far, as Fearon is going to get ready to sub in at the next whistle. Nice job there. Get into Atiki, and he's fouled, and Atiki will go to the line and shoot a pair.
So many similarities between Atiki and former LBA alum Joe Cooch. I mean, so many similarities. Lack of hands to start things off, you know, a little clumsy with the feet. But considering he will have multiple seasons here under the tutelage of the LBA coaching staff.
Rough miss there for him, unfortunate miss there.
We're going to be able to look back in 2 years and laugh at this session alongside Atiki. He'll be sitting right beside us having, oh, look at me. Couldn't catch the ball, airballed the free throw, and now he's averaging 25 and 12 and throwing down dunks and first team All-Star and getting looks at the second level.
You can see a lot of raw
Write
talent
that down, Tristan. Write that down. Put that time code down so we can go back and pull that up in 2 years. Nationals 2021 hosted at University of Calgary. Put it on the board. Nostradamus right there.
5 seconds on the shot clock right now. 4:15 left here in the third. LBA up big, leading 60-29. McCullum range, no, frontside iron. Capuno loses man, gets him back. Here's Cochran. He's shown some signs this afternoon, not able to get that one. And Atiki with the big time denial. When you get that block, you want to be able to chase it down after. Agba passed it around. Here's Capuno at the buzzer. So 2 buzzer beaters in this game for Capuno, one at the end of the first and right there at the end of that shot clock.
The kid hasn't shied away in his first opportunity to show himself in the NPA.
Definitely hasn't. Jamgoose gets to Fearon, looking for the big man down low. Down to Cummins. Fearon, shot clock winding down on him. Nice move. Can't finish it off and goes back to Northstar Prep. Edge Capuno to the hole. Not able to finish that completely, and going to go back to LBA. 3:13 here left in the third.
It's great to be able to bring this session out west, Josh. And obviously we know the University of Calgary Dinos defending U Sport champions. But being able to kind of allow the Western coaches to come out and see talent like this, and also allow these kids, a lot of, Ontario, Quebec we brought out as Mattis hits from downtown, to be able to allow them to see a bit more Canada, to see what's out here, and to see what can be brought to them with the different options out here at the post-secondary level.
Oh, we know it's growing, obviously, for the post-secondary level. We've got 3 colleges just here in Calgary alone, between 4 actually, with the University of Calgary. You have SAIT, you have Mount Royal, and then you also have Ambrose and the defending ACAC women's champion for St. Mary's and the Lightning, and they're growing their men's program quite well out here. So lots of programs of basketball growing out here in Calgary at both U Sport level and the ACAC level. Especially teams like Ambrose and St. Mary's that are young but really growing in what they bring.
I think a common misconception when you're talking about prep basketball, and especially revolving around the NPA, which, maybe it's because of the prep basketball mindset in the past, but just want to let people know out there, we here at the NPA are all about allowing these kids to understand where their fit is at the next level. Just because you play prep basketball does not mean that the dream is being sold that you're going to the NCAA. We are fully behind stocking our U Sport teams, CCAA teams, Canadian colleges across Canada. Our goal is to stock them with players that by the time they get to that coaching staff, they are already ahead of where players were, say, 5 years ago. That's the goal, because, I mean, when you talk about the NCAA, there's so few spots down there for anybody, let alone Canadians, and that's the goal, is to try to get these kids a post-secondary education while playing the sport they love. And I'll tell you, the NCAA is not for everyone. I'd rather see a kid go 4 years at home. Got Jam Goose with 2. Stay 4 years at home rather than go down south to the NCAA or JUCO and bounce around to 3 different teams over 4 years.
I'd agree with you. I had got a chance to see some of this stuff with the great archives you guys bring to your site. Ooh, beautiful take. And then a slam dunk by Mattis there.
Xavier Firot, behind the back, threading the needle. Put him on the highlight reel.
Yes, sir. But what you guys have done here, I think it's really great for Canada basketball, and Cochran misses that take, gets a rebound. Ball jumps around, but what you guys have been able to do for Canada basketball as a whole is get a lot of these young talents have a showcase, get their talents recognized, and then get ready to go to that next level of basketball.
I mean, and you know, you're going to look through the standings like every high school league, and you're going to look through the scoreboard, and there's going to be some lopsided scores. There's going to be teams with just a few wins in the standings. But this is all about growth over the couple of years. This is just season 3 of the National Preparatory Association. And we're just now understanding what we're going to be able to do with this league, and coming out west and meeting all the people out here and spreading the word of what we're trying to do. We really need to educate people on what we're trying to do. We're not selling a dream of everybody's got to go south. The whole goal is to keep kids not only north of the border in high school, but preferably in their home province. And that's what we're trying to do in our growth in this league. We're trying to find strong partners in all these different provinces so these players don't feel like they have to go out of province. And if they want to, and there's an opportunity, absolutely. But I just don't want them to feel like that they have to, because I was just talking to Cole Newkirk's mom. This age is so tough for kids, and to have them away from home trying to find themselves while playing a sport with this type of level of competition, it's not for everyone, man.
And shot at the buzzer there. And on that note, we end the third with LBF Big 67-34 as we head to the fourth quarter.
Parents, we will echo every single thing you're telling your child about the discipline, about the lifestyle that they have to live, and about the focus that they have to have if they want to be successful in life. To be elite, you have to be a well-rounded student athlete and a well-rounded player. When it comes to the off-court element, we focus on 3 main things: grades, nutrition, and social media. So those are 3 very important things that will go into the life of a student athlete at the next level and of a pro, and they're things that you need to be aware on how to manage and on how to navigate and understand from a young age.
If you're a parent and you don't know too much about the NPA Showcase, you definitely want to sign your kid up, especially if your kid has dreams to play at a high level. They're going to learn a whole lot about building their character. This is not just about basketball. If you're trying to develop a young man or a young woman who's successful in the classroom, who's successful in terms of their marketing themselves, social media, whatever it may be, deeper than basketball, you're looking to grow up. And here at NPH, it's bigger than basketball. We're trying to maximize potential as human beings as well as players, you know what I mean? So if they can learn different lessons outside of basketball, and that's the type of environment it is, strictly positivity, strictly uplifting, trying to build better people overall. I mean, sign up and you'll understand what I'm talking about.
Parents, we will echo every single thing you're telling your child about the discipline, about the lifestyle that they have to live, and about the focus that they have to have if they want to be successful in life. To be elite, you have to be a well-rounded student athlete and a well-rounded player. When it comes to the off-court element, we focus on 3 main things: grades, nutrition, and social media.
Basketball gyms in Canada are packed with talent, and that includes every age group on the girls' side as well. This summer, North Pole Hoops held its first ever Ontario Girls Showcase, where 70 players were there to learn new skills and showcase.
Welcome back as we go to the fourth quarter, 67-34 as Northstar Prep trails right now to LBA. One thing I wanted to bring out that we left on in that and talking about the growth of what you guys do here, one thing that I think is tremendous that is an underrated factor as Capuno shoots that three is the video library that you guys have and these mixtapes that you get to see of certain individuals. For me, as someone that was starting to get into this league and getting the call games this week, it was such a nice thing to have these mixtapes right there, so well produced. You even see these commercials you guys have, so well produced to get an idea of who these players are and who these teams are.
Yeah, it's treading a fine line between, exposure and hype. The reason why, North Pole Hoops and the NPA really had to go strong on that is, again, we're trying to keep these kids north of the border. And why do they go south? A lot of times it's because of the video exposure that just wasn't here. North Pole Hoops did an outstanding job of that before I got here, and now we've been able to refine that with a great team that we have. Mike Dotto back in Ontario, Director of Video Productions, but bringing in great young men like Jason Ramroop, who's been with us here out west, and Tristan Jones, who produces the live stream here as well, and all of us working as a team. There's some nice teamwork. Okai Jamgu's wraparound pass to Firon, and being able to have all these guys understand what we're trying to do and tread that fine line of exposure versus hype, and trying to bring, I think more than anything, a professional level of production to what's done in the high school realm, and also trying to temper that with realism. And I think you heard it yesterday in one of our broadcasts with Oakville Prep, where we had a young man who was having a career game, but at the same time was doing some things that he'd probably was hoping he was going to find on a future mixtape. But we have to be here to kind of explain to him, you got to act like you've been there before. And I mean, players like this, we're going to watch them grow. They're 16 right now, and they're having an opportunity to have a career game, but what are they going to look like when they're 18 and they're here? I want to see them leave this league as mature young men. And one of the greatest lines is, it takes a village. And that's really what it is. We can't put all this on our programs and our coaches. When we see things sitting here on the sidelines and we approach the coaches and say, hey, there's something that I saw today. Do you mind if I speak to the player? And absolutely every time these coaches say, please do. Go, say whatever you need to say, because they know that North Pole Hoops and the people involved with the NPA, we're here to try to make all these kids better men. And in the end, that's the goal. We want them to get to the next level. And we want to hear back and say, wow, we've had unbelievable experiences with NPA alum. We got some big-time alum, man. We got Danilo Juricic down at Harvard University, and Noah Kirkwood out of Canada didn't play in the NPA, but a guy that, NPH has been able to follow for a long time. AJ Lawson now at South Carolina, who's having a great season as a freshman. That's a player that not a lot of guys spoke of before he headed down south. Denzel Cummins.
Oh, Denzel Cummins trying to show off his hops there. Well, yeah, it's obviously AJ Lawson had a really big game on Saturday as well, and looking in a tough conference too in the SEC. Teams like Kentucky in there. Florida's always a tough out.
With a tough coach as well, man,
yeah,
down in South Carolina. But the fact that he could go down there and succeed shows that he was prepped by head coach David Cooper there at GTA Prep. And he was tried, tested, and true. GTA Prep went to the NPA finals to play CTA last year. And then, we already talked about Kurajo Kuch at Northern Colorado. That's a complete diamond in the rough that nobody knew of. He was there in London at the age of 16. Nobody gave him a second look until LBA picked him up, put some work into him, and developed him. And then, talking about out west, Jashawn Henry, Bradley University. That kid was found at the Saskatchewan Showcase. Came in, sorry about the cough there, folks. Kid that came into the Showcase, 15 years of age. North Pole Hoops found him. He ends up playing with the Notre Dame Hounds when Adam Huffman was over there. In his senior season, he averages 28 a game. He's the MVP of the league. And now we see his good friend, Ade Falarin Date again, playing for Edge. It's just connecting all these dots. And I think in the first couple of years we had to sell this league, the idea, to a lot of people in order to kind of try to get the support. But I'll tell you, with every game and every session that ends, it's not a sell job anymore. And now it's just a matter of this league finding the right partners and the right people we want to move forward with, because we need everybody to have the same vision. And our programs are outstanding. I mean, we don't allow team-to-team transfers during the season, but we see teams all the time talking to each other. And if there's a better opportunity for a kid to not be at one NPA program but to move to another, those are conversations that are had. That's unheard of at the high school level.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, if you want to transfer to a different high school, you have to almost wait a whole year. And then still, even if you wait a year, there's still a lot of paperwork to go through it. I know I've had friends, family that have wanted to go to different high schools because it's better for their career, but there's zoning issues and all that stuff that you have to go through, right?
I get it, man. Like I totally understand that when you're dealing with traditional high schools. You know, for people out there that don't know, the NPA, we have a constitution that we abide by. That constitution's amended every year based off the voting of all of our members. Every year we have rules that pop up that, you know, we decide on based on the strength of the league and based on fair competition, team to team, but above all, based on giving the opportunity for the kids.
And even talking to Elias yesterday too, like scouts in the NBA now even coming and checking guys out in youth sports, and I think they're starting to get a better eye for north of the border and really globally overall the NBA scouts are, but they're starting to see what Canada types to bring. We had those back-to-back #1 picks. You see what RJ Barrett's can do this year. Like going to the NCAA tournament this year, the cupboard is stacked, and we're in store for another great youth sport finale with Ryerson leading the pack right now, but Carleton's never a slouch right here. UFC Dinos are ready to defend their title. So overall, Canada really just becoming a hotbed of basketball, and this program really getting to lift up those young talents.
And it's becoming a destination for international students as well.
Well, because we see one that checks in right now.
Yeah, it's on cue. Thank you, Coach. But that's the big thing to me is if we have people that want to come to Canada from other countries to play the sport of basketball, they have to have an opportunity to play at a high level and to be seen. So in Atiki Ali Atiki, for example, a Giants of Africa kid, why do his parents want him to come to Canada? Because great education, great healthcare, just a multicultural society that accepts everybody. And that is just not available south of the border in a lot of places.
We saw it with McCurr, for example.
Yep. And I think, you know, we don't want to get into politics too much, but I mean, when you have somebody down south running a country that's openly saying they do not want to allow people into their country, that's only going to be a positive for Canada.
Absolutely.
And because this is what our country was based on. And that's the future of this country. Just look at the demographics and you just look at birth rates. We need people coming in from other countries, and we need people coming in from other countries who want the opportunity. And in order to take advantage of that opportunity, you have to work hard, and those are the people that we want in this country. And we see it time and time again from people who cook your food or you know, take you in a cab ride or your doctor. And then it's the exact same with the sport of basketball, right? It's transferable no matter what you're talking about. And I think we're going to see it more and more, that more international students are going to come to Canada, and the NPA is going to be a home for a lot of those players. And we're going to be so proud to see, again, all about opportunity, giving these kids the opportunity.
I think, too, a big part of it is getting rid of the stigma that this is just a hockey country, and I think a lot of that has been built with what the Raptors have been able to build in Toronto, making it not just a Leafs town. It's starting to be a Raptors town. I know for me, just a lot of my hockey friends, when the Marc Gasol trade even happened, like, what does this mean for the Raptors? Can the Raptors make the finals? So you're starting to have people care about a team like the Toronto Raptors and start caring about the game of basketball, as we have free throws right here. And in the fourth, it's 77-46, halfway to go. But yeah, I think what the Raptors have been able to do and making people care is also added to people generally caring more about the game of basketball and then wanting to play the game of basketball more in this country.
Yeah, I mean, it's exploding, and it's happening at the younger age groups. And I think, really the only thing that's falling behind right now, the only thing that's lagging behind is corporate sponsorship, corporate support. It's really the only thing that's still lagging. And, until that fully catches up, we're going to be second to hockey.
Yeah.
And
I think there'll always be second to hockey with this country. But, I mean, I think...
hockey's pricing itself out of the market in a lot of places, I never played hockey as a kid. My parents just didn't have the money, right?
That's the thing. It's an expensive sport. I always wanted to be goalie, so that was already a no for my folks right away.
Absolutely.
So I was like, have some sneakers to play basketball.
So, yeah, I mean, I think as demographics change in Canada, there's an opportunity there for basketball to overtake hockey in some aspects. But again, it's gonna really fall to corporate Canada. It's you need support financially in order to make things work and make it easy. I mean, this is a national league. This is difficult to do. This is difficult for our programs to be able to travel coast to coast across Canada to play basketball games. But you see it. They're here. Winnipeg drove here 15 hours because they couldn't get their flight out. They didn't say, hey, we can't make it. We're going to save the money and not show up. They're here. They're here, and they go 0-4. But they're building for the future. Saint Laurent, I mentioned before. I mean, those guys were at the local grocery store making whatever money they could to fundraise to help out. But, what does that do? That builds character. That puts them even more into the community.
That's the extra pride, too, of being a Canadian baller. A Tiki, strong take, but not able to finish it. And like you said, in just a few years, that'll be a gimme for him.
Yep.
McKay knocks down the 3. So 4 left here in the 4th. They've gotten a little bit closer. They never, after that 30-point deficit, have really let it go away.
And you hear Darren Leonard being positive down there on the sidelines for Northstar, pointing out the positives that they are doing, some things that they've been trying to work on in practice.
How do you, with some of these young players, they see Steph Curry, they see Klay Thompson, they see the way that the game is played now, the 3 becomes so reliable, and you want them to maybe get more of an inside game, a slashing game. Have you talked to some of the coaches about getting to them to better habits of not always just trying to go for that 3 ball all the time? Because I know that's a thing. You see a lot of young players, they want to shoot that 3, they want to be like Steph Curry.
Yeah, I think most of the coaches, what they say more than anything is they're just trying to it sounds boring, but it's mechanics. They don't mind guys taking a 3 from 4 feet behind the 3-point line, as long as their mechanics is the exact same as when they're taking a mid-range jumper, right? Mm-hmm. It's when you see a guy airball a 3 and the shot is not even close to the jumper he took 2 minutes prior. That's when they're going to yank you off the court. And I think, in watching Steph Curry, and had the pleasure to interview him a couple of years back, and that's what he said. I mean, he's confident in taking those shots because of the fact that it's the exact same mechanic that he was using when he was 11 years old on the court for the Raptors when his father, Dell, was playing for him. It's the same as taking a free throw. It's the exact same thing. So coaches in general don't mind seeing that thing, don't mind their kids falling in love with it, as long as those mechanics are the same.
Right.
And that's not always the case, obviously. So
some of these players already have great mechanics with their shooting. And I like here, as we're getting ready to wind down this 4th quarter, there's been an active amount of trying to get the ball to Ali Atiki right now and try to end up sets for him. You have a lead like this, and he's a player you obviously want to get going in the future. So I like that, when you have a score like this, let's see what we can get him doing down in the paint.
There is nothing that can duplicate game speed, right?
No.
Great snag by head coach Tony House.
So we're getting ready to wind up this one. We got more action coming up for you next right here, so make sure you don't miss that. LBA gonna look very comfortable in their finish here. Tried to dish it off there to Ali Atiki and not able to finish it off fully, but it's gonna stay with LBA. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Gets the ball in to Mattis. Mattis has had himself a nice game, and down to Tiki again. 3-point attempt denied there by Ogba. So you see more of that defensive, what he can bring, but Mattis very comfortable underneath and with the finish.
Yeah, Ogba's shown he can do it, weak side help down low. He can do it on the closeouts as well. Mattis bumping him off the spot. Yep, that's a travel.
Travel there on Cummins with a little bit of a slip and slide effort there. And Northstar Prep will take a timeout. They trail 84-50.
It was great. I started off my first showcase. I got cut. I didn't make the All-Star. And then my next showcase, I went to the Tri-City and I got MVP, and my star just kept rising and rising. Then I got mixtape and I see myself on YouTube and I got happy. So like, North Pole Hoops helped me a lot. They made me who I am today, made me get better and better. Every time I see myself, I feel like I can do more, and that's why I go to the gym and work hard and work on moves I see and on broadcast I couldn't do. So every time I mess up,
my name is David Tyndall, and I'm the new technical director for North Pole Hoops Showcase Circuits. I've been training basketball players, I'm going to say officially, for about 3 years now. A lot of elite level kids I've worked with over the years that have made something. Elijah Long, Cody John, Naz Long, Dylan Brooks. Those are a lot of my young boys. Nick Stauskas, of course. Guys in the college level right now. Jalen Llewellyn, I'm working closely with him. Young talent, Mikkel Tyne. There's a list. The list goes on and on, really, of notable players. But again, either way, it really doesn't matter who it is. My approach really stays the same. What you'll expect from me at the NPH Showcases is a lot of fire, a lot of passion, literally just my all. What I want to do is be an open book and really share and give and help you guys understand how bad I want it for you. For the high school kids out here, they say you want it and you really want to achieve and be this and be that, but I don't believe that you guys are putting in as much work as you could, and I want to push you guys and light a fire in you guys to realize, you know what, I got to turn it up a notch. And so a lot of intensity, and I'll be holding you guys accountable. That's one of the biggest things.
Welcome back. 2 minutes under now, 155, 84-50. Coach calling a timeout there just to calm down the troops to finish this game off strong, I'm sure. 14 seconds on the shot clock for them. Let's see if they what they can run out of that timeout play. And another steal and another finish. And a player that you were talking about, you were really impressed with him yesterday.
Yeah, Zachary Meyer hasn't had the same impact in this game, hasn't had to have the same impact. Yesterday he played big minutes with some disciplinary issues. Ooh, Tiki with the swat.
Good job from Matiki.
So yeah, Meyer had to really step up yesterday, hit his first 4 threes. I think he was 5 of 8 from downtown in the game, had 20 points.
Had some steals, some offensive moments today. The big man just gets that shot boinked off.
Yeah, he just needs to polish that up a little bit. You can see his pretty decent footwork.
Mattis has just been all over the court, fighting for every board, posting up on the big man, pops it up, and Cummins, came in with those 4 fouls and stayed pretty clean.
Yep.
Good ball
nice
movement.
Ball movement, yep.
And gets the roll in there. Good job there by Athman with the finish. Under a minute now to play here in the 4th. Ogba. Pass it down to McKay. Alexander. 2 for safety and the finish there. Maybe the last possession, depending on where the clock goes for LBA. Cummings dishes it. 3, no. Shot clock should be dead now. Outlet pass to McKay, and McKay with the good finish there. 15.2 now left in the 4th, and LBA will walk away with this one.
LBA will finish the session 4-1. That was much needed on their end.
Getting a steal there. And Coach...
Well, he's going to have a speaking to by Darren Leonard. Maybe we'll cut off the stream before we get too colorful. 89-56.
Absolutely. Cheers and enjoy the day, people.